Hello and thanks for staying with us on Africa Independent Television, AIT. Welcome to Democracy Today. I am Ijoma Osamo.
People are really sick. People are really suffering. Our lives are miserable. 7 months we have not been paid a kobo. 2017 we still have a backlog of salary owned by the state government. What is our promotions? Promotion without cash backing. If you come to our offices, there is no befitting offices. So 2015 we have been promoted. No cash backing. We are still managing.
We made several attempts to ensure that he paid, but he is not paying. We are tired of this. We are tired of it. So he should come out now, meet the Congress, meet the people here, and tell us that he is ready to pay. Otherwise, he must pay before he leaves. Will he not pay before he leaves?
He must pay
before he leaves.
Workers in Kwara State today occupy the streets of Ilori, the state capital, demanding that the incumbent governor pay up backlog of salaries on them before the expiration of his tenure. And away from that, we would like to let you know that the Court of Appeal has reserved judgment in the Osun governorship appeal against the decision of the Governorship Election Petition Tribunal delivered on March 29, 2019. The Osun State Governor Adegboyega Oyetola, the All Progressives Congress, and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, have asked the Court of Appeal to upheld the September 22 and 27, 2018 governorship election conducted on Osun State and won by Oyetola. The courtroom was filled to capacity, ready for business of the day, as the appeal court also played host to Senator Ademola Adeleke and his well-wishers shortly and after the governor of Osun State was seated. In that appeal that lasted for about 8 hours, 4 separate appeals were held, and in all, they urged the appellate court to void and set aside the March 22, 2019 judgment of the Osun State Election Petition Tribunal, which declared Senator Ademola Adeleke as the winner of Osun State governorship election. Adeleke contested the election on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, and Oyetola, whose appeal was first heard and argued by his counsel, Wole Olanik Bekun, asked the court to void the judgment of the tribunal because it violated the Electoral Act 2010 and the judicial precedent of the Supreme Court. But on the side of INEC also have their own argument. On the side of INEC, Yusuf Ali, its counsel, said that the findings of the tribunal were wrong because they were based on uncertified form CFO8 dumped on the tribunal by Adeleke and the PDP. However, counsel for Adeleke and PDP Oyebuchi Ikpeazu, in his response, asked the appeal court to dismiss the 3 appeals that, going by the record of the tribunal of the February 6, there were indications that Justice Obiora was in attendance. Besides, the 3 appellates did not complain of miscarriage of judgment. That's the legal term. And away from that, democracy seems to be evolving globally in some countries where decades ago the lofty values of democracy were not flourishing. Such countries are beginning to experience elections driven by the power of the voter. In Ukraine, comedian Volodymyr Zelensky won a landslide victory in the presidential election, and when the vote count was completed, I beg your pardon, Zelensky took 75% of the votes, while incumbent President Petro Poroshenko managed only 24%. It was a stunning referendum on Ukraine's political establishment, especially as Zelensky was not rated as a serious politician and strong contender for power. Let's see some of the shows, a comedian, where he was cracking joke in Ukraine.
Добрый вечер. Знаете, я сразу хочу сказать, у нас сегодня просто концерт, никакой агитации. Все по-честному, вы ж деньги заплатили. Такое еще мир не видел.
A good sense of humor is a sign of intelligence. None of our politicians ever makes a funny joke.
unless you think our ridiculously low wages are some kind of joke.
What I've learned from them is how not to go about things if you don't want all the reforms you start to end up failing. People learn from their mistakes, and I'm learning together with them how to reform this country in a way that actually works. I think they threw in the towel at one point, but now they're seeing a big second chance.
The good thing about Zelensky is that he attracted young people, says this man. Before that, it was just the old guard, and now there's no going back.
It's a nice opportunity to change everything and maybe something in our country. I agree with this position.
But
I think the fact that the transfer of power was done in such a civilized and proper way, to me, that's a real story.
Surprising to you to let you know that Poroshenko, who is the incumbent president, was magnanimous enough in defeat. And despite a bitter campaign that he experienced, Poroshenko conceded defeat early, and he offered Zelensky any help he could need to carry out his transition. How can Nigeria elections be improved to reflect the voter power in the outcome of elections? Voters count as our votes counting in Nigeria today? That's a question we need to ask. Are the votes counting? What should be done to build confidence in the electoral processes and change the narrative of vote never counts in Nigeria? The last general elections in the country was greeted by voter apathy, which was due to a known fact that the voters already lost hope in the elections in the country. With the signing into law of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill improve the outcome of elections in Nigeria? Well, these are questions we need to find answers to, and this is our focus on the program today. As I have joining me in the studio, I have two gentlemen right here in the studio. I have the chairman partner for electoral reforms and convener Say No Campaign Nigeria. Welcome to Democracy Today. And I have a politician, first of all, he's a comedian and also a politician. He's also the former SSA to the former governor of Edo State, Adams Oshomole, on entertainment. I have Maleke Moyo. Thank you for joining us on Democracy
You're welcome.
Today. I'm sure one day you'll become a president.
Somehow.
As a comedian?
Maybe, but not in Nigeria.
Not in Nigeria? Are you not a Nigerian?
I am, but it's going to be difficult.
How?
I think it won't work anyway, because...
you don't just tell us it won't work.
Yeah, based on what is on ground, and apart from being in Nigeria or being appointed as a senior special advisor, though I was promoted to the executive director, I learned politics, not just going into government to serve the people. I went to school. So I now discovered that they don't want to leave that position. And secondly, if you are trying to make a difference, even the younger ones you are trying to stand for based on the youth, the average man, they're like a betrayer too. They don't want to see you there, neither do they want to see the older ones there. So who do you want there? That is why I said there's a conflict right there that, as an entertainer, it will not come into the existence. If it's going to come into existence in terms of politics in Nigeria, I think we need to rebrand our thinking, our mentality within, friends to friends, party to party. We're saying it like this, we're going like this, one focus, one drive, one in unity. There's a movement, but definitely it's not going to work, because these same politicians, they know how to come in and have to get themselves out from the shade, because at the end, the one you are thinking or hoping on that, yes, no matter what comes along the way, this man is going to stand for me, this one is going to stand for me, they will just come like a virus and separate, to disorganize you people. Before you know...
Is it with money?
Money, promises, influence, I don't know how to put it. You just find yourself that you are a bit separated. You are alone. So definitely, I'm not sure, and I will prove the point to you back to back if you go into details, that it's not going to work in Nigeria.
Why? Okay, anyway, Ezewawagu will have to give us an answer there as an expert in Nigeria election. He said it won't work in Nigeria. Many people have this belief that votes don't count and they don't respect the power of the voter. That's why a man who is popular, despite his background or being a comedian or being a nobody, cannot become somebody.
I think, Ijoma, that first is to say that the votes are beginning to count. we lived in a country where you will be going to vote, and then suddenly you will discover that you discover that your the results of where you're voting will be announced. I think that what that simply means is that you're going to have issues dealing with some of those kind of challenges.
Okay.
Yeah, the basic thing that I'm talking about is that in 2003, 2007, you were on your way to vote, and then suddenly the results of where you're going to vote will be announced.
Yeah.
But today you can't go to Akwa Ibom.
The issues as they break.
Votes didn't count.
Okay.
You are not going to go to Gombe and tell people who their governor, incumbent governor, sat for senatorial elections and didn't make it to say. You can't go to Oyo and tell the people of Oyo that their votes didn't count. And in many places in the country, those are the experiences. And that is because election is a competitive enterprise. So what is the challenge? The challenge is preparation. The challenge is that we start from the basics first. And the comparisons that you're making, I sometimes when I heard the comedian thing, I just wanted to think that is that all that man represents. You understand? There is
he's a lawyer.
No, he's a lawyer.
Yes.
Okay, he's a politician. He's 41 years. He's married. He's a film director.
He's a popular person.
He started making films in 1999.
But the best of his life is they were all into entertainment.
No, what I'm saying is that this man is a package.
It's a package.
It's a talented package, okay? And more importantly, the party that was registered in 2018 was registered by his workers, by his employees. It's his employees that registered that political party.
And he had volunteers.
Yes, but much more. He represents a lot of things. He's talking about free abortion. He's talking about removing what do you call immunity clause. He's talking about supporting the army. He's talking about independent Ukraine. And this resonated. He's talking about corruption, fighting corruption in Ukraine. This resonated with a majority of the voters. Okay? So he didn't contest election in a political party where he has to pay 45 million, where he has to pay 20 million, where he has to pay expression of interest form. He didn't contest election where he had to pay delegates.
Yes.
1 million naira.
And also buy votes.
Buy votes. He didn't contest election in that space. Okay? So when the level of preparation, the level of contestation, and what is the country that you are talking about? You are talking about the country of less than 45 million people. When you compare that to a country of close to 200 million people.
Do you take that as a point because they are less popular? We do elections in states here where you don't even have that kind of population.
When you talk about subnational elections, you don't even have elections there.
Okay.
So because you have a clash of elections culture. And that's the point that we make. Where will the people who live in your subnationals, where would they learn election? When, for instance, if it is an APC state, the APC state
will clear all the elections.
They will give themselves 99%.
99%.
If it is PDP state,
they will give themselves.
So they don't even concede even 1% to the opposition. Okay? So learning democracy is a challenge for us. Where do you have abuse of incumbency, like the way you see it in Nigeria? Where do you have an elected governor come to lead, to get results declared for him under duress? Where do you have election material stored in the central bank of a country? These are the things that diminishes us. So when we make these comparisons, our context is peculiar. But preparation, those who want power, whether they are comedians, and let me tell you something, I with due respect, Richard Mofe-Damijo, Kate Henshaw, many of these people with impeccable credentials are putting their feet in the fire. And we must encourage them. We don't say, because what makes them is, and then what is wrong with being a comedian? What is put into producing a comedy that can make people laugh is sleepless nights. And what you need in leadership is also that level of preparation. There's a lot of preparation in comedy. There's a lot of preparation in making a film. There's a lot of preparation in backgrounding yourself. What is important is that many of us want to be giving. In our country, they gave him the ticket. or they took away the ticket. Not that he contested. Many people don't contest for power.
Anyway,
and it is about contestation.
Okay, we will have to take a break here. Let's quickly, I'll come to you, please. Let's quickly hear from the former chairman of INEC, Professor Atahiru Jega. He spoke yesterday on the democracy of Africa. Actually, he spoke a lot, just like the point besides the one made on how African can move and safeguard democracy and grow in democracy. Let's hear him.
Of course, we have to be realistic and realize that deepening democracy in countries that have great diversity, such as Nigeria, religious, ethnic, and other kinds of diversities, is not an easy thing, you know, because our history of colonial rule has shown clearly how that diversity was exploited by the colonial masters and created divisions which now we are battling with as we try to deepen democracy in our country. So there are challenges, and we see these challenges all over in the political terrain, in the governance arena, and so on and so forth. So, but we should realize that these are challenges and they are surmountable challenges, and we should keep doing our best to contribute in whatever way possible in order to surmount ethnic divisions, religious divisions, in order to build an inclusive governance process, and most especially in order to contribute to the selection of people with integrity in the governance process. This is very important for the future of our democracy.
So Atahiru Jega there advising that we need to grow away from ethnic divergence, religion, and some other things, even finances in our elections, in order for us to grow our democracy. Now, he made a point that it's not about being a comedian that gives you that urge. You must have intelligence, because for you to even bring out things that will make a majority of people laugh, it's a sleepless night.
It's all about preparation.
Yes. Now, if somebody like you decides to say, I want to be governor of my state, you're from Edo State or Delta?
Edo Delta. Mother from Edo.
Delta. Then you want to become...
Some like an hold Bende.
Bende.
You call me hold Bende.
You want to become... Let's just imagine your popularity in that region.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you say, okay, I want to be a governor of my state. Let me start from there. Do you see yourself coming out in flying colors?
Yeah, even if I see myself coming out, I think I don't want to have this belief that it's not going to work, though I might be positive. But we're talking about the people, the followers. Who are your followers? To we, the entertainers, maybe our loved ones, fans, you know, but your real caucus, just that in politics you still have caucus. Your real caucus, definitely, they might be spying with you. Like I said before now, the politicians or the older ones, the kaka ones that refuse to step down, they know how to penetrate within the mindset of the younger generation. Now, you made mention of something that I think you were saying something about preparation. In all of this, I can make mention of close to 20 entertainers that can stand boldly to tell you this is what they know. It will lecture you people when it comes to politics. But
so what's
where is the platform? Yeah, just like banking now. Every other person in Lagos, we're like, okay, we come together. Some we are doing their own. You know, most of us, we are noisemaker. You see us penetrating on the internet, saying a lot of things, do the blah, we can. The physical appearance is not there. Let's come into reality. You won't see them. Even if you see them, they are from the other side. They are playing the two shadow
double-edged politics.
Now, sir, with all due respect, I will prove it to you that apart from Ali Baba, Okay Bakassi, Mohammed, what's his name, Danjuma, Alegbe, a lot of them, they are educated. They are graduates. I go save and co. Down to the new generation we have. They are learned. Even if they know some of these things and they are trying to, you know, put their picture or their feet into this, you know, this race. Within us, the problem is not within the masses or within the leaders or the electoral, whatever that is growing. You people are improving. We have our own problem.
What's the problem?
As entertainers.
What's the problem?
Not being united.
Okay, you don't speak with one voice.
No, everybody might come. Okay. Everybody, I don't know the rate. Is it poverty or I don't know? It's a symptom that have come to stay. You just see them like from the other side. They are here. They come in the physical, tell you, hey, no problem, blah, 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 blah. Left with the government of the day, let's take aside our fellow entertainers. Maybe an entertainer is coming. Okay, without the support of fellow entertainers. And the masses want this person to stand out for them, to do whatever they do and make the country a better one in terms of, you know, everything to come right. But these same leaders that are there, based on the system that we have now, will not let that thing come into existence.
So how then that you are a youth and we grow up to hear youth are the future of tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you think that the older ones are not giving you opportunity to, then you take it. It's, the Bible said the kingdom of God suffered by...
Take it as how to find yourself in
the Holy
prison
Book
or
said,
to lose your life
no, you
or
go,
leave
you
your
go
children
out, you go out.
unborn.
No, you will go out and
out?
talk to the heart of the people.
Do you know how many entertainers have been out there? Some don't have that fund to stand out. Some have little fund, just support that voice, that unity, that drive. They are there.
So you are saying now the voters in Nigeria, they do not have voice?
They do. There is something we call Koni. Koni can come in terms of this same organ that they are here. They know how to. Yes, we know we are trying in terms of, okay, kind of voting now is counting, like you said. The people know the winner. They know who they want. They will come and look at those set of people that are standing out to say, yes, in Imo State, this one have been this. We need this. It's within the matured ones.
Yes.
And the youths that are supposed to see from another angle. Leave these people. Take them away from the picture. You are good. You are perfect. Yes. Let's try this
younger ones.
They will not.
No.
So, your own side, sir, you are right with all due respect. But we know we have a problem. But still, within the connection of the INEC or the people in charge and the kaka, I call them the kaka ones. That is in power.
The kaka ones?
I call them the kaka ones.
What's the meaning of the kaka ones?
Expired, as in, oh, how am I going to put it now? Borrow me language. You know how to put statement at times. You people know how to put statement in order so that everything will go well. But all the same, I think we have a drive. But how will this drive come into existence? I'm not believing it that it's going to be in our generation.
Okay.
Maybe our children to come.
All right. Before we go, maybe you have one or two words to give. With the power of the vote counts in Nigeria.
I think that despair and despondency is not the way to go.
Okay.
I think that first, the legislative constitutional obstacles for young people to participate in elections and make a career has been removed.
Yes.
The next thing is competence, capacity, and character. So listen, you are a comedian, you make jokes, okay? You could be a pastor, you could be a very popular pastor, but the people don't want you. You have not shown other.
But I'm surprised you are not bringing out the aspect of the monetary angle.
No, but I just said where did I start? I said the context you are dealing with.
Yes.
We are voters have to devalue their citizenship by 2000. That's what you call vote buy.
So when do we outgrow that?
No. So the point is this. We've seen also in many other instances, we can cite examples of where citizens have shown, in spite of everything, that this is what they want and they got what they want.
So do you think if they pass the electoral bill to law, it will solve some of this problem?
We already have laws. I think we make a fetish of laws. This electoral act we are talking about is the most amended piece of legislation we have in this country.
All right,
okay. What is important is to continue to improve the process, expand the democratic space more and more by electronic voting, introducing technology into the process, removing human element into our process, and then expand it by bringing in, your diaspora components and the rest of them. All right,
Mr. Ezenwa, I would like to say thank you, gentlemen, for being a part of this program. Ezenwa Wogu, thank you very much for coming on the show. Maleke Moya Ido, thank you too for coming. Remember to tweet at me at EJ Osamor. Until tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Good night.